Hi my loves, I hope you're doing great. So this morning I was scrolling on TikTok and I happened to come across a video, just normal video, but when I went to the comments I realized how people think and how people perceive things, and not that whatever they were doing or saying got to me, but I just wondered how can you live like this? But yeah, to each their own. The video was about, I'm sure most of you, okay, I want oh, it's a different platform, so I don't know if you've come across it or not. Maybe if you're not on TikTok. Someone was talking about doctor at my last checkup asked me if I had any feelings of depression and anxiety, quote unquote, and I said, don't we all? And he said no. And if you can just look at if you just look at it, it's just like anything, like you don't take much interest on it. You can just scroll and maybe laugh at it and move. But when I opened the comments, things were like, I don't know, maybe I took things too seriously, maybe not, but the comments were wild and sad. So I'm just gonna read a few comments, and while I was going through the comments, I also had to write down the things that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm gonna be going through them with you, and you might see me reading. I'm just reading on the things that I wrote down so that I can remember. Yeah, because there's just a lot that goes on in my mind and I didn't want to forget what I want to share with you. And someone was saying, are people out there enjoying life carefree? And some people were just curious. Like one said, how does it feel not to have anxiety and depression? There was too much going on in the video. If you go through it and check. So this was the post, and the comments are like a lot. People just saying the same things, and it's just sad how someone can say it, that's fine, but someone else to back them up, it's like whatever they're doing or saying is right. And someone was like, he's wrong, I'm a psychologist, all people experience effects of depression and anxiety. Everyone has a major depressive disorder or an anxiety disorder. Your doctor should stop speaking on stuff he doesn't know about. I mean, yeah, everyone goes through this. Being depressed is just, it's being sad, but extreme sad, It's not the normal sadness that you can go through. And you people can't normalize that people have to go through this, or it's okay for people to go through this extreme sadness. It's fine to go through sadness. Yeah, you can go through sadness. Things do happen, things you didn't plan. Same way you experience happiness, but it's not okay to be in that state, and it shouldn't be normalized. And it's not even your fault that you get to go through it. So I'll be referencing what I wrote down. You have to be free, and you have to know yourself. You have to understand where people come from and be open-minded. Live in the present. You're gonna realize that whatever you're dealing with, time has passed. So you don't hold yourself, you don't be hard on yourself because of what you are going through. This is a way of dealing with depression. And yeah, it's very possible for you to be able to live happy life. It's very possible for you to live without experiencing depression and anxiety. And I'm going to say this in this way. Yeah, you can worry about what's going to happen, but you can be able to control it, in that it doesn't affect who you are at the moment. So some things you cannot be able to control. You can experience it. You can experience anxiety, and it's okay. You don't have to, I mean, it's the same way how we live life. So let's say, for example, you're looking for a job and you have a job interview, right? But the previous ones, you've had some problems, or maybe you weren't able to get it, and now you just keep putting yourself down, and you're making it your whole life, and it is now being a problem to your present, and you can't even move about your life in a peaceful way. What I mean to say is, whatever happens maybe in life, and you need to face the same thing again, don't let what happened define what is supposed to happen. Sometimes you put the pressure on yourself, and you find that the outcome turns out not as it should have been, but because of what you just keep on manifesting and just thinking about, the negative and all that, the outcome comes out as you thought about, and then you start saying like, I knew it wouldn't happen this way, or stuff like that. But how about just being positive and being present, and if things happen the way they do happen, don't blame it on yourself. Just allow yourself to feel. If you are sad at the present, be sad about it. Know what caused the sadness and deal with it as you should. But if something happened and it's already in the past and you have no control over, then I think you shouldn't be putting your energy on that. This is how you get to deal with things in life, because don't take things so seriously. And yeah, don't take things so seriously. Same way, don't take this statement so seriously and start making a whole big thing out of it. Because as you know, there are things that you cannot control, and most things you cannot. And the things that you can control, like yourself, your thoughts, why can't you manage that? You try so hard. Like people were talking about, how can you be happy when they talk about climate things, they talk about how the world is right now, they talk about finances, things that go on, things that are global disasters, things that you cannot change by yourself. You're gonna need help. But why do you feel like you have to put yourself down and be heavy about it and be sad about it? How will that help in whatever is going on? How will you being down going to help? If something bad happened and now you're being bad also to yourself, and you're not even the one who did it, leave that to the one who did whatever they did. And if they acknowledge that they were wrong, then it's upon them to work on themselves, not upon you. Do your part. Some people were talking about how, like, it's not possible that one can be happy or live life being able to wake up when you can, just because you want to wake up. Some people feel like you wake up because like your problems wake you up. Some people feel like you cannot exist and live being happy. You have no problems, you have nothing worrying you and all that. And they were relating that they believe that only the rich can be that. So you're trying to say that the poor cannot, or this is according to the comments. So you're trying to say that if you are not rich, then you cannot be that. And some people are trying also to relate it to how many problems we have to face right now. There's a lot of things going on, and I am wondering how was it before all this? Did people exist and lived happily before all that we are facing right now? You know, capitalism, life is so hard right now. People don't have jobs right now. How was life back then? Was it much better? I just think that we do bring this upon ourselves. By this I mean the state that you are in, you can't handle it by yourself. You can't control what you take in. You can control how you deal with what you are going through. If you want to be able to control what's going on in the world, at least be able to control yourself, your thoughts. Yeah, you will come across many things that will touch you, things that will make you want to sympathize, but if you are not in a position to really offer help, then there is no reason for you to be hard on yourself. You give what you can. You don't stay there. You have to understand that you are aware now. This means that even if you try to stay there, quote unquote, it won't be for long because you worked on yourself. Understanding there's things you can control and those you can't. You being hard on yourself won't make the situation any better. I also noticed something funny in the comments. Some people, since they can't believe that it's possible to live life carefree, they asked to know who lived like that. They needed proof to see. And some people in the comments were sharing how their life is, you know. And it was just funny to me how after they said this, instead of people taking it like, oh, it's possible, you can actually live like this, they didn't accept it. And everyone was trying to make it seem like it's not possible and you're not okay. You're actually the one in the wrong. How can you be okay with everything going on in the world right now? Trying to find reasons to justify how you're feeling, the state you are in. You're trying to make everything wrong around you so that it can seem that you are the one in the right. And it was funny to me that I didn't even have to comment anything, because you'll find that once you're out of there, your energy is gonna be drained. You're the one who's gonna be drained. I also found some people, someone in the comment was like, before I opened the comments, I was fine, but after reading the comments now, I'm out of here depressed and I have anxiety now. You just came okay, but how you're coming out is because of whatever was going on there. And everyone who shared the experience was made to look like it's not possible. And I know many people there were reading through the comments, and a lot of people are fine. You have to put work on yourself. I did. Depression, have I ever? Yes, I have been depressed. Maybe not too much, maybe not too long, but I have been, so I know. Anxiety, yes, I have dealt with anxiety, with even things that you can't control and things that are not significant in your life, things that, something that when you share with your friend, they're gonna be like, stop overthinking, stop thinking like that. But you have to sit on yourself, because it takes a lot of healing, and you have to realize that you cannot control everything that happens. You have to know there is good and there is bad, and you have to choose. If you don't choose to have peace in your life, then it's okay. Don't make it seem like if you have peace then you have a problem, because if you ask me, everyone who commented how they commented, I am not in the place to go and try to make them do things a certain way. And that's why I didn't comment to make it seem like, oh, you're in the wrong. No, we're not perfect. I came to my own platform to share my opinion and to share my life and to share my knowledge, and hopefully to reach out to someone out there that don't be swayed and don't believe anything, because it's so easy to get lost. You might think you have it all figured out, but you might get lost too. I believe that people who didn't agree with it, they are just comfortable in what they are familiar with. You don't want to get into, you don't want to believe that something like this is possible because you haven't experienced it. But someone is telling you, I have experienced it and it's like this. It's good. Can you try it? You need to do this and this. You're like, no, it's not possible. You're not okay. And I respect that's your choice. Something that I noticed in the comments that is positive from all the negativity that I was reading is when they were trying to make it seem like, how can you be happy? How can you live carefree when this and this is happening in the world right now? That made me think that you are actually a good person. You're just in denial because you care of what's going on. It's just that you are hard on yourself. Why don't you love yourself? You are so hard on yourself. But you claim you care about someone else. How can you care about someone else and you don't even care about yourself? You got to know what you want. You may experience something, worry about something, but you choose what to do with that energy. It's constantly realizing things, new things, and that's the excitement. What I meant to say in this is that as you work on yourself, it will take time. And you will realize today as you live, you're gonna realize, oh, I didn't have patience. But this experience made me learn that I lack patience, and you worked on your patience. You get to fix things about yourself. You get to unlearn toxic patterns that you had learned. And that's what I meant to say. It's constantly realizing things, new things, and that's the excitement. I am happy realizing something. But this may take a while, and you don't have to take a while. You can learn on your own. You can learn through what I'm sharing right now. You don't have to experience it. You don't have to feel through all this. You just don't have to. You can take my word for it. You can just choose to change your life in a snap. How people choose to normalize living in negativity and having others back them up and considering that living in positivity is the crazy. That's how it is. Choosing better now is considered not good, and there's definitely something wrong. Again, that's a choice. A lot happens. Many have lived. We're here now. We are living. If we get to choose a side, I'll choose the happiness for sure. If you are to choose, what will you choose? I also had another experience. So I do post. I have a channel where I post no face content, and I shared something about beautiful things that start with a letter, such content. And I just posted some beautiful content, beautiful things, you know, and someone in the comment, just one comment, they commented something about bad things that happen, bad things with a similar letter. And after that comment, two other people came and commented more bad things about the same letter. And I was like, oh, I realize misery do love company for sure. Like, what made you comment that? Why would you think like that? So because that is true, it is true. Yeah. Should I create a video on the bad things that happen and also use a negative music to promote the video? No. Because negativity is being praised, then should we all start hurting each other? Should we start living miserably? Should we normalize the bad deeds done in society because of all this? What is the point? Should we be sad about it? Just because someone hurt you, should you hurt them back? Is that how we should live? No. I love that you are able to choose. You are able to decide what you want. You know, free will. You're able to choose. If you want to live life like that, then that is okay. I respect it. I'm not here to change anyone. I'm just here to air my opinions. Yeah. How about use that to be the better and do what you can when you can. Spread happiness and goodness where you can, even if it's only to yourself. You have to save yourself. Don't be swayed. I hope you can know who you are. Whatever you choose in your life, I hope you are contented, because at the end of the day, it's your choice. I understand a lot happens around us. You go to work, you find a shitty boss or a colleague, you get back home to toxic family, you check the news, a lot of bad is happening in the world. You can choose to make your life. You can get off that job if possible. You can get off that home if you want. You can choose how you take in things that happen. You can only do too much. Therefore, create where you can, because you are a creator. We live in a tough time, I do agree, but does that mean you be hard on yourself, live depressed all your life? Do you make things better if you are that way? No. I will die, but I want to live now. Just because death exists doesn't mean I can't live. I choose to live. I don't want to survive. I want to live. I send healing to you. I hope you do heal. I hope you live. I hope that you choose yourself and you don't let your environment define who you are. Be so happy. How did you forget to be happy? When you were kids, when you were young, we were so happy. We lived like, you know, how did that change? How did that change? I hope that you live. I hope you'll be happy. You just don't struggle to exist and putting so much pressure. Take care of yourself and love yourself. Love your neighbor. Yeah, just love everyone as they are. That's it, my loves.